When I am posting many videos on technical analysis, many of my friends asking what's the purpose of this analysis, and when we have fixed deposit, mutual funds, etc., then what is the necessity of investing in stocks? My dear friends, that's the reason I am making this video with a brief explanation on many investment options and the importance of investment in stock market. Please do watch the video till the end. Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to UK's technical trading world. Generally, everyone will have a financial plan in our life. A person having a good income today may face financial crisis in future. To avoid these unforeseen financial crises, everyone invests in different instruments that can fetch extra income. There are many investment options available in the market that can be classified as risky and non-risky. It is very well understood that risky options yield higher gains, but non-risky ones can give very low returns. There are many sources to multiple our savings and generate wealth from it. For simple understanding, we will give the brief explanation about these investment options, and later we will discuss in depth related to stock market investment option. Apart from these, there are various investment options available in market, but all the investment options can't afford by every individual. For example, real estate investment, where it needs more fund to invest in it and which can't afford everyone of us. Now let us see about each investment option. The first investment option is cash deposit or term deposit. Cash deposit or term deposit is no risk investment option. To be frank, cash deposit or term deposit in banks is the most easily and understandable investment asset and safest. The investors not only earn interest from their deposit, also guarantees they will get their capital back. However, the returns earned from this deposit might vary to max 9%. In cash or term deposits, low investment as well as high investment is allowed as per the terms and conditions. Bonds. This is generally a low risk investment option. A bond is a fixed income instrument that represents a loan made by an investor to a borrower. The borrower can be typically corporate or governmental. Bonds are used by companies, municipalities, states, and sovereign governments to finance projects and their operations. They will raise these funds by issuing bonds to the lender or investor, agreeing to pay interest on regular intervals and return the principal after the maturity period of the bond. Bonds that have very long maturity date also usually pay a higher interest rate. Let us see the categories of the bonds. Corporate bond. Corporate bonds are issued by companies. The companies issue bonds rather than seek bank loans for debt financing in many cases because bond markets offer more favorable terms and lower interest rates. Municipal bonds. Municipal bonds are issued by states and municipalities. Some municipal bonds offer tax-free coupon income for investors. Government bonds. Government bonds are those issued by the US Treasury. Bonds issued by the Treasury with a year or less to maturity are called bills. Bonds issued with 1 to 10 years to maturity are called notes, and bonds issued with more than 10 years to maturity are called bonds. The entire category of bonds issued by government treasury is often collectively referred to as treasuries. Government bonds issued by national governments may be referred as a sovereign debt. Agency bonds. Agency bonds are those issued by government affiliated organizations such as Fannie Mae or Frederick May. A bond price changes on daily basis, just like that of any other publicly traded security, where the supply and demand in any given moment determine that observed price. However, a bond does not have to be held till the maturity. At any time, a bondholder can sell their bonds in open market where the price can fluctuate, sometimes dramatically. The price of the bond changes in response to change in the interest rates in the economy. This is due to the fact that for a fixed rate bond, the issuer has promised to pay a coupon based on the face value of the bond. So, for example, for 1 lakh 10% annual coupon bond, the issuer will pay the bondholder 10,000 each year. Mutual funds. Mutual funds are generally involved under medium risk investment option, as the risk is always subject to movement of the respective securities, and in worst situation any quick decisions shall be taken by fund managers only. A mutual fund is a professionally managed fund where it pools money from various investors to invest in securities like bonds, stocks, money market instruments, and other assets. In mutual fund, you just invest your fund in fund manager's account and he or she is responsible to manage your fund and to add profit or loss to your portfolio. So, the profit and loss is entirely depending on the investment decisions made by the fund manager. Here, the returns might range up to 35%. Provident funds. The Provident Fund is a compulsory government managed retirement savings scheme used in Singapore, India, and other developing countries. Workers give a portion of their salaries to the Provident Fund, and employers must also contribute on behalf of their employees. The money in the fund is then held and managed by the government and eventually withdrawn by retirees or in certain countries their surviving families. In some cases, the funds also pay out to the disabled who cannot work. Stock market. It is the place where shares of public listed companies are traded. One of the high risk and high returns investment option is stock market investment. In the above all investment options, investors will just invest their fund and will get fixed range of profits or returns on their investment, and you will not ownership of any company. But here you are the sole responsible for the profit or loss made in your portfolio. A stock is also known as equity is a security that represents the ownership of a fraction of a corporation. The units of stock are called the shares. Upon buying shares of any company, you can take the ownership of a fraction of a corporation. We can invest in stocks with less investment also, and the returns will be unlimited. For example, with a proper analysis, if you buy a stock at favorable price, there is a chance to get more than 100% returns in the short term. If you buy the same stock without any analysis, then there is a chance to lose all your capital also. This is how risky will be the stock investment. Now let us see what is the stock market investment. Suppose a company is running a business with some fund and later it needs fund to expand their business model. There are two ways that a company used to raise fund. The first is debt capital. The most common types of debt capital companies use are loans and bonds. A company looking to raise capital through debt may need to approach a bank for a loan where the bank becomes the lender and the company becomes the debtor. In exchange for the loan, the bank charges interest, which the company will note along with the loan on its balance sheet. The other option is to issue corporate bonds. These bonds are sold to investors, are known as bondholders or lenders, and mature after a certain date. Before reaching maturity, the company is responsible for issuing interest payments on the bond to investors. While this is a great way to raise much needed money, it comes to additional burden of interest. Interest payments must be made of lenders regardless of business performance. Equity capital. The equity capital, on the other hand, is generated not by borrowing but by selling shares of a company stock. These can be either common shares or preferred shares. A common shareholder is someone who has purchased at least one common share of a company. Common shareholders have right to vote on corporate issues but does not really give them much else in the terms of importance. Preference shareholders in a company might invest in huge money and they have the right to receive part of company's profits before paid to ordinary shareholders. They also have the right to have their capital repaid if the company fails and has to close. From this, we come to know that companies are very much comfortable in raising the debts through equity capital. In my personal opinion, what if no one invested in a company? Let's think XYZ company running their business very smoothly, and due to the competition from their peer companies, they want to expand their business model. But unfortunately, no investors came front to invest in that company. So XYZ company has no choice to expand their business and they can't compete with their peer companies, and that leads to destruction of the business. And if that happens for every company in our country, they can't able to expand their business, and that is a very bad sign for the growth of our economy. If economy falls, automatically GDP falls and job crisis will come and inflation will rise, and thus it's lead to destruction of our economy. So I personally feel it responsible of every citizen of a country to take part in the growth of their economy through investments. Thus, investments not only help in getting good returns but also helps to boost our economy. This is the brief explanation about investment options on the stock market. In next video, we will come to know how to invest in market and what are the necessary steps you need to take before taking an investment decision. Hope friends you all enjoyed my video. If you like this video, please like, comment and share to your friends and family members. To receive regular updates on my channel, please subscribe my channel and click on bell icon. If you want to join my Telegram channel, please use the link shown in the screen. Meet you all in the next interesting video. Jai Hind.